Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to January's Christmas In. So, Christmas in January. So, we are back for, my goodness, is it the third or maybe even the fourth year of getting together on the 25th of every month and doing something Christmassy. It might be finishing off our December memories albums, our Christmas albums. It might be getting ahead for next year, doing some Christmas cards, just doing some lovely 12 by 12 layouts for our albums, anything Christmassy. So every 25th, come back and join us. And if you would like to play along, let me know in a comment down below as well, or tag me over on Facebook, on Instagram, link me up to your video, however you would like to do that. So, last time we left off, I think, I did a 4x6 with you just last week, but for January's stretch, the sketch, so on the third Sunday, if you recall, I did this 6x8 page, so I shrunk the sketch, but then sort of stretched it as well, as I do love to do, which is by doing sort of a companion page. But the left-hand page was really what the sketch was all about. But then when I came to put it in my album, this was the page I did for the 26th, and I sort of thought, oh, it would be fun to just put it on the background, but it was a little small. I found it a little too small to fit on these pre-made pages that came with the Evergreen and Holly album from Vicki Boutin. So I went into my stash and I got just a lovely Stampin' Up! Paper in colors that I felt were nice. The pattern doesn't really matter because, in fact, it's a floral. But if you look at this, you can't tell that it's a floral at all. So I started by matting this in the espresso cardstock that I used to mat the photos, and then a wider mat with this pattern paper, stuck it on the page, and it's now behind this, which was the 26th, and this is New Year's Eve. Now, in a moment, I'm going to talk to you about how I sort of boxed myself into a corner because I realized that I have a couple of things to document between Boxing Day and New Year's Eve, and let's see how I'm going to handle that, because I didn't think of that at the moment. I went, oh, the only thing I did between then and the 20th is work, which in a way is true, but there are a couple of things that need to be documented. So hey ho, we'll figure that out. So I've got my journaling done on the right-hand page, and that will sit in a page protector. And then what I decided to do was just flip this over and sort of do an end page here, which is actually New Year's Day. So that would be the end of my album. And this is me just walking back from Mom's. You've already seen this photo scrapbook because I mentioned to you that I want to, on the first of every month, take a photo of the entrance to my building, the front door to my lovely little building. So me just walking back. You can see our church, our church in the background here, which is sort of how you know in all our little Quebec villages where the actual center of town is. Walking on my street, so coming this way to my door. So I'm not going to do too much with this. We'll pop it into a page protector, but I just thought I might want to add a little bit. Let me just get rid of this for a moment, and I will bring it back in a moment as well. So let me just pop it over there. All right. So we have this, which is sort of going to be the, end. And I think I'm just going to put something like welcome 2023 or something like that on there that will go in here. Now, I was thinking I might sort of pop just one of these little cameras just to have a little bit of decoration. Don't really need much. Would I put a little tab here maybe? I could do that, and maybe just put 2023 on there, because I was wondering, there are these green, lovely El Studio that I could just put Welcome 2023, or I could just actually put the year, because I'm not sure if it's welcome yet. I haven't decided that, have I? How about if we just, oh, you know what? I kind of like that. I kind of like that. So I think, now do I want it here? Yeah, let's put it there. Okay, just so that we have a little bit there. Okay, and then I think I am going to use the Happy Life little thickers instead of these green. But let's just maybe have a look and see together. Yeah, that makes it rather dark, doesn't it? And I think the white, because this has a white background, so let me use these from another sheet. I do try and sort of use up the sheets as I go along, but 2022 was rough on twos, my friends, wasn't it? So let's just do that here. 20, 23. There we go. Let's just put that there, and that will sort of close off the album. I might do just a touch of journaling down here, or would I pop, oh, look at that. I could pop that there. Yes, let's do that. So just a little bit of journaling to close out the album. Do I want it like that, or sticking out? Sticking out and then popping this. Yeah, I kind of like that. All right, let's do that. Let's bring it down low so that I can do a little more journaling. There we go. And then we'll pop this camera. These are from Shadney. I think, I don't know how many sets of these lovely cameras I bought. I bought them in black and white. And then she has them also in sort of color families. I think like Brights and Royals, that kind of thing. And I've bought 2 or 3 sets of those as well. And I use these so much, and I love them. So we have that there, 2023. And I'm not sure that this is going to need much more than that, just to pop it there. I don't really need any florals. These stars are too big. I was thinking I wanted maybe a little bit of red, just to bring out that red. Would I maybe pop, oh, there we go. That's cute. I like that. And therefore, would I pop this half there? Look at that. Is that not just perfect? So these were cut, and little leftovers from Nicole Jones 911 peppermint. And look how perfectly they fit. I love having my divided container. This is just so amazing. There's all sorts of fun little things in there, and it sort of keeps me reined in as well. So, you know what? I think that is going to do it. I'm going to do a little bit of journaling there, and that's going to finish it off. Now, let's put this in the page protector so that I can put it in the album, and then I'm going to go through with you where I'm at and what I have left over, and sort of what I've done to myself. Oh, this is a little bit of a tight fit, isn't it? I might have to go and, yeah, hang on, folks. Okay, let's bring this back. Because I sort of matted the left-hand side, I wanted to do that over on the right hand side as well, but I had made that a little bit too wide. So I just went over to my trimmer and cut that down a bit. So the journaling here now is done, and that will be sort of the last page in here, but I still have a little bit to do, my friends, and that brings me to the discussion as to whether or not everything has to be in date order. And I'm going to have to compromise a little bit because, well, this is going to work out not too bad. Let's see, because I do have, let's go to the front and see where we are at. So these are pretty much in date order. This is, you know, my title page, and I still haven't done anything here. And I think what I'm going to do here, and that will definitely not be in date, but I think it will be something nice, is put the wrapping paper, the lovely, lovely donkey wrapping paper that one of Helen's gifts was in. Now, I've put that wrapping paper somewhere safe, probably in between two bits to sort of flatten it out completely. And right the minute before coming on, I can't find it. I put it very, very safe. But I think that is basically what I'm going to put there. Decorated the store. We did that, of course, very early in November. And this is sort of the newsletter and the Christmas wishes from the organization that is there to help natural caregivers. And then La Guignolerie, which is sort of like a kettle drive, I guess, is what you would call it in English, where the various food banks, it's one day throughout the entire province to really bring it into focus. I mean, obviously we should be giving year round, but this is sort of like the big kettle drive day, and that is early December. And I think actually this year, if I'm not mistaken, I'll go back, I do have the date written down. It was actually on the 1st. Oh, it says it right there, on the 1st. So you've seen this, our Christmas party we have done as well. Now, what I need to add here for the Christmas party was the fun little texting that Christy and I did. And I think what I'm going to do is just do sort of a little flip here kind of thing, which is fun. And I've talked to you about this before when, you know, I was saying, what's this thing about having to go out at bedtime, and Chopin was already wanting to go to bed before I had even left. And, you know, it was Christy's Christmas party on the same night. So we were just being silly a little bit back and forth, but it's so much fun. So I need to get that in here. So that will stay in the proper date. So what I'm going to do is just pop it there for now so that I remember to do it and get myself a little flip. So far we're still good on the dates. Now, the cocktail, there we go there. We have our logs for this year, my tree. Now, you see here, I have a full 6x8 to put, and I'm looking over here at what I still have in my photos that might be appropriate here. And what I have is, again, of my tree. So we're sort of in the same subject, but this is much later. This is after Christmas. This is when all of the lovely cards that I got were here, this beautiful frame that Helen sent me, my lovely donkey calendar and bookmark, all these gorgeous cards, and these two lovely tags that were in Helen's package, and lots of Christmas cards that I received. So this is much later, but I could still pop it in here. Now, I need to take a photo of the lovely package that Colleen sent me. So that's something else that needs to come in here. So I think that could be a fun page to put here. And it's not at all in date order. And this doesn't really need to be to me. Is it important for you that is your December memories album or your December documented album, is it a December daily? And is it important for you that everything that you have in the book is chronologically true to when it happened or when you took the photo? I had been doing that. I think last year's and the year before probably was, but this year I just, I did some scrapping as I felt the photos. I put some of the things in the book, and I sort of used some of these lovely pages that I glued, and then I suddenly realized that maybe not all of them are in order, and this to me won't matter. So let's pop that in there. Jumper Day, lovely gift, and my reading list. And here I intended to sort of talk about what I had actually done, but quite frankly, it was not a very successful reading holiday. I did do a little bit of reading and watching, but I think I could just do a quick little 3x8 journaling insert here to talk about that, to finish that off. This is then that longest snowstorm, the first of is it 3? But I think there are only 2 in this book, because we've actually had 4. But anyway, there are only 2 in this book because the 4 Friday. This was a Friday, and then the next 3 Fridays were snowstorms. So, and this, so I have another blank page here, you see. Now, another story that I haven't recorded is the story of Mums TV. Throughout this, and this started, I guess, a little bit before Christmas. Yeah, we were really in the throes. So it's kind of appropriate here and not. It did not start on the 16th for sure. It was sort of just a couple of days before Christmas. It would be more in tune with this snowstorm, which was Thursday the 22nd and Friday the 23rd, and even Christmas Eve. But I have something else that needs to go there. So the whole saga of Mums TV dying on us, and the lovely, lovely gentleman at the residence trying to fix it and not being able to fix it. So he said to me, look, the TV is finished. I have to admit I wasn't convinced at that point, because Mum pressed, because her eyesight is very, very precarious, and, the remotes are very, very small. She would often press weird buttons, and I would have to sort of unplug everything and replug. So I said, well, you know what, I'll give it another test. I told him about that. He did do something. He said, nah, it's really gone and done. But they had a TV to lend her for those last couple of days before Christmas and through Christmas, so that I could, on Boxing Day, get it to online. No way was I going into stores, and get it delivered, which they installed. So sort of this story. Now, this story is a little bit ongoing. It's ongoing from round about the 22nd through until the 29th or 30th, when her new TV actually got delivered. And the lovely gentleman, the maintenance director there, he was so lovely. He sent a photo of my mom and her new TV. I was at work, saying, okay, everything is set and done. So this will be fine sort of here. So that's where it's going to go. And again, not necessarily, I mean, the end of the story, it would be sort of at the end of the book, but it spans over a time. I need a page here, so that is where we are going to put it for storm. Then I have this other storm here, and I did it in a pocket page, and I have my traditional team photo of the Christmas Eve in the morning as we're getting ourselves set. Now, I like doing this as a 6x8 page, so it would normally come here, but I've done a pocket page. And I don't necessarily want to insert another full 6x8 because I don't really have anything to go on the back of this. So I'm going to put it opposite this, not quite right because this is Thursday, Friday, but it goes into Christmas Eve because the Christmas Eve morning here is part of my journaling. So it is kind of fine if it is over here, and I do like to do a 6x8 page there. So this was us opening, and this was the Munchkins when I think we were done. Is that at the end of the day? I think so. So this is just fun. So I'm going to pop that in there. And again, close, but not. And to me, that is fine. Then the next major snowstorm. And then here, because I need to get something in this pocket page, I'm just going to get a couple of silly memes and photos and maybe do a little bit of journaling about Christmas Day itself at Mom's and Deb coming into town, and yet again how it was a little bit more open this year. But because Mom is in a residence and it is elderly, there are still certain restrictions anyway. So a little bit of journaling, but then the silly texts from Jojo, because we decided this year to not do our traditional big dinner on Christmas Eve because we're just so exhausted. So we did it between Christmas and New Year's. So this is Joey. He still went to his dad's, but then he texted me in the morning, Merry Christmas, in bed by 9:30, meaning on Christmas Eve, and then mine back to him, me too, Merry Christmas. So just silly, and then we, texted back and forth a bit. And this, the lovely Jen Hart on Instagram posted this, and it made me chuckle. I mean, it's one of these British memes that they are often amazing. Helen often sends me some as well, and they just crack me up. But this is so true. And I just need to get this in the book and talk a little bit about, how busy we are on the 24th. 99.99999% of people are just amazing, but every once in a while you get that person that, is at 3:30 on Christmas Eve and you don't have what they want. And it's like, you knew it was Christmas maybe a little while ago, every once in a while. So she had this, if you're out shopping today, be nice to the retail workers. It's not their fault you waited until Mary's water broke to shop. And that just cracked me up. Jen, that just cracked me up. So I screenshot it and I just have to put it in here first. And it just makes me giggle because you do have those people. God love you all. I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm in the business. So if I had waited until the 24th, I would get nothing done because, they are crazy, crazy work days for me. But because of all of this, I guess, I get a little bit itchy if I'm not ready by the 15th, which is when the work marathon starts. So I'm just going to do a little bit of filling in there because it's fun. Now, my 26, and then these. And in theory, I also have our Christmas with Joey, Martina, and the girls that we did on the 29th. And I forgot to bring that photo to show you that I'm going to have to insert in here. And I might, now you see that one is giving me a little bit, which is why I probably didn't bring the photo, because that one really sort of will not fit all that well. I definitely can't put it after this, but I guess I could put it maybe as, there you go. I could do a 3x8 insert here, or a big tag, or an interactive, a big tag with an interactive portion, and insert it there. And because why we postponed it is a little bit related to the busyness we have at the store. There you go. That's an idea. Okay, I think that is what I'm going to do. And then I also had this out. I don't know whether I'll use it. This is sort of like a cocktail, my sushi for a New Year's Eve. And this is sort of just a screenshot of a photo I found on, when I Googled it, about Dublin on the 31st. And I don't even know if it's from this year or anything, but I just wanted to sort of maybe have a little bit of an insert about how I ring in the new year on Irish time, folks, because after all of that work marathon, I never, ever get anywhere close to New Year's Eve. And I gave up going out to celebrate with family or friends, either, about probably 3 or 4, well, before COVID, actually. COVID was not responsible for canceling that celebration, because I think I had stopped going to Cornwall or Hawkesbury a couple of years before that, because everybody always just had to wake me up for midnight, and I'd be, falling asleep in my soup. So we do a big sort of Skype type celebration where we all have our little treats and our cocktail, and we get together over Skype. So I have my sushi, my cocktail, and it was 7 p.m. So I want to get that in here as well. So I think there will be an insert here just about that. So I'm going to pop that here so that I don't forget. So there you go, my friends. That will complete my book. So I still have quite a bit to do, but I don't think at this point that I'm going to be doing any of this on camera with you. I think at this point, a lot of people are just, sort of done with December documented albums and scrapping. So I think I'm just going to do this on my own, but I will come back at some point and do a quick flip through of the finished album so that you can see how I handled these things being a little bit in a different date order. So there you go. So that is my Christmas in January, my friends. Please pop on down below. There are links to everybody playing along today. And as I mentioned, we will all be back with you on the 25th of February and every 25th thereafter. Bye for now, my friends. Thanks for being here.